Well, looky here, looky here. Back for more SC. Alright then. Since you have returned, I'm going to learn you some pull-ups. So in my personal opinion, one of the most important exercises you could ever learn to build up overall upper body strength and to build a very solid back would be the pull-up. Pull-ups are extremely important for all that, including all the side benefits for core activity and bicep activity for your arms, forearms, all of that. It's a great exercise to learn. So here I'm going to teach you how to do that properly and also get the progressions down necessary to build up your strength to do a proper pull-up. So much like the push-ups, which if you have not seen our tutorial on that just yet, be sure to give it a gander when you get a chance. Like the push-ups, there's a wide variety of pull-ups that you can do once you start getting the standard ones down. You got close grip pull-ups, you got wide grip pull-ups, you got underhand chin-ups, archer pull-ups, commando pull-ups, typewriter pull-ups, true one-arm pull-ups. Look, I might be showing off at this point, but don't even worry about it. Pay attention. So if you have a gym membership, the chances are pretty high that you won't have a problem finding a pull-up bar to work on the pull-ups. If you work out at home, unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit harder for you. You do have options. You can buy your own squat rack that's got a built-in pull-up bar. You can buy one of these little cheapy deals right here. They just hang right in the doorway, but I've seen quite a few fail videos over the years regarding these, so I'm not going to recommend those. That's up to you. Or if you're a real man, you can just build your own and weld up your own little pull-up bar in the backyard like I did. We do have one option left if you're working out at home, and that would be the door. Why the door? Well, it's pretty simple. What you can do is you can swing that baby open, grab the tops, and you can start pulling away. It's going to be a little annoying if you're kind of dragging the front of your body up and down that door, but it will suffice for any kind of pull-up activity. Just make sure it's got very sturdy hinges on it because you don't want anything bad happening. But just always remember, no excuses, don't be a bitch. Alright, now that we've gotten all the BS out of the way, let's go ahead and learn the proper form of the pull-up and we'll be well on our way to Lat City. So just like the push-up, you're going to want to learn how to engage your core and learn proper scapular control. Now right here, as you can see, you're just basically dangling like a corpse. Now you don't want this, obviously, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. So what you're going to want to do first is learn how to engage your lats. In order to do that, you're just going to have to pull down your scapula as you're hanging off the bar. And it's going to be like so. You're just going to bring them straight down with your arms straightened first, just keep them fixed. And then that will engage your lats, and that will basically mitigate injury as you're doing your pull-ups. I've seen a lot of guys injure their shoulders in doing so when they're just in a relaxed state where their shoulders are just hanging up next to their necks. You just don't want that. Now once you get this, the next thing you want to do is engage your core. Imagine as you're hanging off the bar, you're just going to put your body in the straightest line as possible. So you're going to be flexing pretty much everything from the shoulders downward. You'll be engaging your abs, and you're going to be keeping your feet close together in a straight line. So try to keep all of that nice and tight. One more quick note about the form you may want to consider, and this is going to be entirely up to you. It depends on what you want to target. That's going to be involving the style of grip. Now, as I said before, there are secondary muscle groups you will be working during the pull-up, and that mostly involves the bicep here. Now, what you can do, if you want to target the bicep more during your pull-ups, all you have to do is wrap your thumb around the bar entirely. Now, the best way to engage your lats during the pull-up will probably be the open palm grip on the bar. So you're not going to be wrapping your thumbs at all. They're just going to stay on the sidelines. What we can do if you want to incorporate more biceps is just simply wrap that thumb around the bar, and that can make all the difference in the world regarding what's going to be pulling your body upward. Alright, so take me for example. My body's a little bit cockeyed. When I do my pull-ups, what I notice is that my right bicep definitely takes over, then the right lat, and then the left side is the exact opposite. So here's a little trick that I've been using for the past few months, and it seems to be helping a little bit. What I do is I completely wrap the thumb on the left side, incorporate a little bit more bicep work on the left, and then the right side I do the exact opposite. I just leave it open palm, that way I can incorporate a little bit more lat activity when I'm doing my pull-ups. Try it out. If you have any muscle imbalances like that, try that out, see if it works out for you. And if you're going to go ahead and do a bunch of nonsense just like this, you should probably rethink your life at this moment. Perhaps you shouldn't reproduce, but that's just me. So now let us proceed to the progressions and let's get this video over with because I got shit to do. So there's multiple ways you can go about this in terms of building up your strength for the pull-up. First, we're going to start with Australian pull-ups, or they're otherwise known as bodyweight rows. Now you can do these either on a straight bar or a TRX band or Olympic rings or etc, etc. And the cool thing about this is, a lot like the push-ups, you can adjust your angles to work against gravity, either to make it easier on yourself or harder on yourself. So you can build up your pull-up strength that way. It's a little bit different doing a row, but you'll still get about the same result in terms of building up that strength. Now a second option that comes to mind involves machines at the gym. Two specific ones. One of them I'm sure you've seen before is the cable lat pull down. Essentially, you're just in a seated position, the pad's locked on top of your legs there, just keeps you nice and fixed, and you're just essentially pulling down your preferred weight down to your chest with the bar. It's just attached to a cable, it's got plates that you put the pin in, it's pretty simple. A second one is a assisted pull-up machine, which essentially you're sitting your knees on a pad, and that pad is on a resisted plane of motion in a way with cables and plates, and it's helping push you upward when you're doing your pull-up. So you got those as well. Last but not least, and my personal favorite of the bunch would be these resistance bands here. Now what are these exactly? Well, it's just essentially, just think of it as a giant rubber band. It's got a very strong latex material to it, so I mean, I have had no issues with these even coming close to breaking before, and I've seen some pretty heavy folk use them before, so you know, keep that in mind. Fear not, just don't let them snap up into your groin. It's bad.
My foot. Oh!
But snatch smacking aside, there are different thicknesses that you can use with these bands, which is really cool about them. There's a nice little variety of them. So you can go through them and you can adjust them as according to your body weight and according to your strength levels. And once you get that all settled in, you just have to hang them up on the bar. But what's cool about these two is that you can combine thicknesses. If you have one band that's not thick enough to hold up your body weight or to accommodate your strength levels, you can combine the different bands to make it even easier on yourself. So keep that in mind as well. So a quick little rundown on how to use these things. Obviously you're going to want to find a pull-up bar first. And make sure that pull-up bar is high enough to where your feet are not going to be touching the ground. Now for all you taller guys out there, if you can't avoid that, you can simply wrap these around your knees, but I'm going to get to that here in a second. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wrap this band around the pull-up bar itself, just kind of loop it within itself and pull it nice and snug. Make sure it's nice and center on the bar as well. Once you get that settled in, you're going to want to step one foot or at least one knee inside the band itself and just keep it, you know, make sure it's back far enough to where it won't slide out. On a foot, should be no problem. Just put it in the arch of the foot, it should be fine. Now, I personally like to use both feet on these bands just so I'm nice and center and even everywhere. It feels a little awkward with one leg dangling out to the side, but do what feels best. It's kind of a new awkward thing for you if you haven't done these before, so just try it out, see how it feels. Okay, so that concludes our pull-up tutorial for today. Be sure to check out the channel. We got more content for you. If you guys have any questions about the pull-up or anything like that, just leave a comment down below, all right? Well, I'm going to get out of here. You guys take care and good luck. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.